Hello, BookTube. I already made a video today, but I thought about something else that I wanted to talk about in relation to the one I just made, about language learning for reading specifically. There's lots of reasons to learn a language, lots of good reasons, lots of bad reasons, lots of your own reasons, lots of none of my business reasons. But one of the reasons I think to learn a foreign language that's the most compelling, that is the most rewarding, and the most fun is to learn a foreign language in order to read. And since this is BookTube and we enjoy reading, I thought I would talk about one series of books that they have that exist here in Germany that assist in that process. So obviously, if you're going to learn a foreign language, you need to start out with the basis. You can't just jump into these books. I recommend taking some sort of course. I think it's advisable, depending on your personality. I enjoy taking courses with other people that are eager to learn and that you can sort of be motivated with during this language learning journey. But then once you get to a certain level and you've learned all your grammar, you've put in all the basic work, which is difficult but doesn't have to be a miserable experience. Once you've done that and you've done it calmly and you've not been weird about it, you've not obsessed about it, and you've gone over the grammar, you haven't mastered it, but you can recognize it, then it's time to start reading. And in Germany, and part of the reason I'm making this is because I wanted to know if anyone else in their native language or knows of any other books that are like this. I know there are similar things in English, but the Germans seem to do a really good job of creating this series of books that is very helpful to learn a foreign language. And for those of you that don't know, I'm talking about the Reclam, Fremdsprachentexte. So here you have, in this example, you have Dante's La Commedia. So it's in Italian. And you have your Italian here. And then you have below, for all of the words that are above a certain level, you will have the word glossed here at the bottom. So you have smagi, smagare. So schrecken, ablenken, abbringen lassen. So to distract, to divert. So you have that. So while you're reading, you're not having to open up a dictionary, you're not having to set the book down, you're not having to have any of those things that would be the sort of an Ablenkung, that would be a sort of distraction for you, and then keep you from interacting with Dante. Now this is one that's for the C1 level. So this is a higher level. This is one that you would graduate to. That's why these are often called, are they called graduated readers? Oh, what are they called? Yeah, something like that in English, I think we say. But then you have others that are, let's see if they say, they don't all, they're kind of a little bit, so I have Italo Calvino here. What else would be recognized? Natalia Ginsberg. And then you'll have here, so this one you see is at a B2 level. So yeah, again, you can go through the text and not be distracted. And if you feel that you are at that level, obviously you open the book, look, read through a few pages in the shop and see, oh, is this a level, is most of this make sense? Are the words that are not glossed, are they words that I already know for the most part? Do I feel like I will be able to read this with enjoyment without it being so much work that I put it down and I don't do it? Because if that's the whole point, if you're not going to do it, you won't learn. If it's too difficult, if it's at a level that's beyond your, so far beyond your comprehension, that you're having to put in, so it's such a cumbersome task, then yeah, don't read it. You're not ready for it yet. You need to start with something easier. We have here, so Gabriele Klima. This is a B1, B2. I just one other one I just got. So obviously Italian is a theme here. I have just Italian, but you can get these in French, and then they have them in English. for Germans learning English. French, Spanish, Latin, Greek, ancient Greek, and Italian. So I have the Italian ones. They also publish, as an aside, they also publish ones that are just in German for students. So this is something like this. Kleis Michael Kohlhaas. They publish these kind of, so you see €2.60. So they're very affordable. This is €6, €5. And I think they're the ones I've used a little bit of Italian, I've learned from them. I find them to be helpful. I find them to be something as a really good supplement to your language learning. So while you're listening to podcasts or watching series in the language, reading the news, as readers, this is something that we can do that I think will allow us to engage with foreign language literature sooner than we would be if we had to do it the way that I often find myself doing it, we find ourselves doing it. Whereas something like this, where I circle every word that I don't know, and then I write it at the bottom, and then I reread the book. It's just a lot more cumbersome. It makes the task harder, and it makes it more likely to give up and to not go through it, to not finish through with it, to not see it through. There's also a few that I haven't touched this one yet, but they're so cool, these little books. So you have them here, Giacomo Leopardi, and you have the Italian on one side and then the German on the other. So if anyone else knows of any other books that are similar to this, I think the Italians have them for Italian and Latin, and I have there's a Greek series, the Cactus series, where they do modern Greek and ancient Greek, which is very cool. It's just fun to see the difference between the two. But yeah, if anyone else knows of any other series of books like this, let me know.